You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Total Divas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Total Divas After Show.
But you can't touch. Oh, what's
You're
up?
listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network.
That's right.
Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for
Hey guys, what's
after-show
up? I am
entertainment.
Kaori Takee, and we are doing another after show for Total Divas Season 1, Episode 7, A Leg Up. And joining me across the table, I've got Christian Rosenberg.
Hello, my dear. How are you today?
I am fantastic, and next to him is the crazy Showtime Josh.
Give it up! Rise up! Yeah! Hey, Josh, what are we talking about today?
And this is how he dances. This is how...
We're talking divas! There we are! There we are!
I just realized Josh was touching his boobs while he was dancing. That is so awkward.
That's the diva move.
That's
Attitude Era diva move.
That's one of the signature moves of the Attitude Era Divas.
You didn't
Do
watch
your homework.
You didn't watch the episode.
I was laughing because Josh was doing it, and he's not a diva.
Are you sure?
Inside.
Are you sure about that?
Inside, there's a beautiful
He's not
butterfly.
sure. Clearly, he's not sure. All right, guys. So this episode started off with, well, let's talk about Eva Marie getting all juiced and excited because she got asked by Maxim to do a cover spread.
Well done.
Good for her. Good for
There
her.
it is.
And this is the first time that we've seen her on the show in weeks, really, with some type of story.
She, there's not much personality in her. It kind of frustrates me. She's very,
Which works great for print.
sure.
Yeah,
You know?
she's great for photos.
Put her in the photo.
No, she looks fantastic.
Oh, she's gorgeous. There's no doubt about that. That's
Yeah.
why she got hired, because she's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And it's getting a photo shoot for Maxim is a big deal, especially
Oh, yeah.
If you're an aspiring model or in this case a WWE diva, because not all the divas get asked, and she was the only one to get asked this year. They usually have one diva a year.
Well, that's why all of the girls got jealous when she told her fellow divas. They were all kind of envious, saying, "Yeah, I'm so proud of you." But the only one that seemed genuinely super happy for her and nothing else was Natty.
I disagree with that. I think
No, and
Natty would do it in a heartbeat.
Of course, Natty would do it, but
Natty
she did
didn't look
seem.
so much. I mean, she took her out for a car ride and stuff, but at the dinner, at the brunch table where they all got dressed up for, she looked a little perplexed too. She looked a little like, no, this sucks because
Like, who's
she's
this
getting a
newbie
push.
that got this Maxim photo shoot that I've been waiting years to have?
And well, she did say she does have this it factor
The it factor is being freakingly hot.
and redheaded. He disagrees.
About what?
I'm not Eva's biggest fan. I'm sorry, guys. I don't get it.
Well, no,
I understand that. I kinda, but I don't understand why there's so much talk of her and why I don't get the Maxim thing. I mean, yeah, the red hair, it stands out. People will see it from far away. I understand that, but I think JoJo is so much more prettier.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you as far as who I would rather want to take home to mom.
Well, yeah, of course, take home to mom.
Well, I'm saying take home to mom. I actually have
I hope so.
a relationship with. But I mean, if you're just a guy, if you're just flipping through a magazine and you see one side of photo of JoJo, the next side of photo of Eva Marie, you're going to stare at Eva Marie more than JoJo.
I don't know. I mean,
You're a makeup.
I've done makeup.
You're
Yes.
a certified makeup artist. Is she doing a bad job with her makeup, or am I just dumb?
That is what I've been pointing out, that for some reason Eva Marie's face is gold, and then once it hits her neck, it gets tan.
Loves
She's not
that
great with the bronzer.
Not good with the bronzer.
Like, what's happening to her face? It's almost like two separate entities.
But everybody's makeup looked really jacked up, except for Natty and the Bellas, all right. So basically the newbies. I think it was at the brunch, but both of them, JoJo didn't look like herself at all.
Oh yeah, because she was dolled up, and usually she's not as dolled up as she was
Go
in this
with
episode.
the natural glow, honey. Let's do that.
Yeah, she had the hair straightened.
and red lipstick and like drawn all over her eyebrows.
I normally.
I love how you notice all these things. Okay.
He's better at that than I.
I'm watching Total Divas. I gotta stretch for something.
He makes a valid point. As a guy, when if I'm dating a girl, I tend to prefer girls with straighter hair over curly. It's just a personal
Thank you. I like that.
No, it's a personal preference of mine. However, with JoJo though, I think JoJo looks better with the curly hair over the straight.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. It fits her really well, and it fits her ethnicity and looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's mad cute when she's like that. But yeah, when she had it all straightened and the clown makeup on, I'm like, oh, don't be like Eva.
You know, they were doing this big promo about Eva's photo shoot, and it was actually a very, very short segment on the show.
Yeah.
Which was a little disappointing.
Because the episode wasn't about the photo shoot. It was about the aftermath and the jealousy.
And of her being a Hooters girl. Not really, but...
Oh, yeah.
We find out she was a Hooters girl.
I know Natty's like, wait a minute, you weren't a Hooters girl right
She's like,
she was jacking her up.
That's so funny.
Put her on blast right there.
Yeah, so like everyone's a little pretty envious, but none other more than JoJo, because they basically started at the same time, so they've been going through the same path, living together and sharing everything together, and JoJo's seeing her fly ahead, and JoJo's thinking, hey, I want to get further ahead as well. So she comes up with this gimmick to sing, because that's her talent and that's her way to get onto a WWE show. And she talks to Trinity about it, and Trinity's like, you know what? Let the Funkadactyls help out with you, and we can sing with you, and we can make something happen.
Let me cut you off right there. Why did Trinity want to do that with JoJo?
Well, because Trinity was kind of like, why didn't I think of that before?
Because
Pretty
Trinity
much.
was jealous. Like, oh, wait, this is a better idea than what I'm doing right now.
I don't
so
think
I'm
so.
going to convince the newbie to let me be a part of it.
I disagree.
But then later on, Trinity is doing these fake ass coughs. So now I'm wondering, now either she is legit nervous and she's like, we're not ready and this is going to make me look stupid, or B, she was pumping the brake and going, no, this is JoJo's chance. Like, I'm good. Maybe it'd help out JoJo. I thought maybe she was doing a good, like, big sis type move there, going, oh, you're going to have to take care of this
I was really hoping.
But it was just
I was thinking the same exact thing.
I mean, they clearly didn't plan things out very well. Ariane didn't do much, but just be the hype woman.
She's good at the hype. She's good at the hype. I want her to follow me around.
She's loud.
Get out now. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
I want her to introduce me for every show.
Yeah.
Well, she'd do a good job.
That's why.
Not as good as the little horn, but
The little horn.
the little train thing.
Oh yeah. From your theme.
From my predictions champ theme on other
Christian
shows.
Rosenberg on other shows has a theme, and it's that he's a man song. But anyway.
And it's the greatest wrestling
And
theme
he's a
song
man
ever
on Total
created.
Divas. Just
Next
saying.
to American males.
They're neck and neck. They're neck and neck. They're neck and neck.
I want to go back real quick though.
Yeah.
How about this, JoJo, going heel in this episode, right?
What?
JoJo stepping up. She now look. I could just see her. When they should have cut back to her on the little promo box thing, a little green screen shot, and she should have just pulled a complete CM Punk. Look, trust me, this isn't sour grapes, but the fact that Eva Marie is on the cover of Maxim and I'm not, it makes me sick. She should have cut a promo like that. I would have been like, go for it, girl. She didn't have to. She didn't have to. She just went full heel.
But she was given her attitude the moment Eva Marie comes in excited and here's my proof.
As she should.
It was so weird because why does Eva Marie have a proof already in one day? Usually never have a fully made proof like that. But anyway.
Have you done a Maxim photo shoot?
Not a Maxim
then
photo
you have
shoot.
no idea.
Maxim.
Boom!
I'm leaving.
Booyah!
Should we call the hospital for that burn?
Oh!
Maxim's missing
It's
out.
hot. It's hot.
So, yeah, JoJo.
She's like,
I just cut her off. Hold on. Well, let me bring something up though with Eva Marie. That actually, because for the most part in this episode, I had no problem with Eva Marie. I had no problem with JoJo. I had no problem with the jealousy or any of that. The one thing that ticked me off was Eva Marie when she was talking to Natty in the car, like we were talking a minute ago, talking about how, it's wrong of her to be trying to get in with some other talent other than the wrestling. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who a few weeks ago pretended to be a dancer to try to get on TV sooner?
Man, you two are yelling at me.
Don't use real talent. It'll make me look bad.
Don't use your actual talents that you've done all your life.
Well, I thought JoJo's idea was a great idea for her to use her singing.
I agree.
It was a great idea, and I think Eva Marie's jealous because what talent? Yeah.
Why not JoJo?
Yeah. Well, what did Eva do last week? She criticized JoJo for trying to date a talent, a WWE roster talent, and Justin Gabriel. And what were you doing episode 1 with Fandango? Come on. Oh, because she's 19? That's just a grown woman.
I don't know what happened to Eva Marie because from the very beginning of this season to now, she's kind of a different person.
She's fluctuating.
Yeah.
She's depends on that time of the month and stuff.
Wow.
I mean, it's different things.
This is what I deal with. This is what I deal with.
You're living together. It gets rough in there,
But do you guys think it was a good idea that JoJo did something with Trinity?
I thought it was a great idea for JoJo to do something. I didn't think she needed Trinity and Ariane. Thank you. I was gonna say Cameron. Ariane to try to sing along with her. I was all for JoJo singing and the two of them just doing their dance. That could work. But
which was what I kind of remembered. I don't remember the Funkadactyls.
It was on Main
singing.
Event.
I mean, I watched it.
You did not watch Main Event.
I did. I watched it.
Everyone watches Main Event because it's a great show.
I didn't know that JoJo was a total diva at the time. I mean, the show hadn't started. I thought she was like an American Idol contestant, or someone's, daughter, and they just threw up there to sing with them for one special I don't remember it being on Main Event. I would have sworn it would have been on Raw.
To be fair, if you didn't know that, there was a time several months ago on Monday Night Raw where that tag team Tons of Funk that Trinity and Ariane go with, they had this big auction for Hurricane Sandy relief where one of the prizes was to come down the aisle with one of your favorite wrestlers, as far as someone to bid on. And there was a guy who bid and came out in the jumpsuit and stuff with Tons of Funk and danced on our entrance on Monday Night Raw one time. So I can understand if you're not familiar with it, it might be something along those lines.
I remember that dude.
I'm trying to cut you some slack here.
Yeah, thank you. I remember that dude was awesome actually. He paid money to be on Raw.
He paid a lot of money to donate to the Hurricane Sandy Relief Fund.
Win-win.
Yeah. And he took complete advantage of that. He had more charisma in his entrance than Curtis Axel has ever had.
Thank you. I completely agree with you.
Curtis Axel is a professional wrestler who's currently the Intercontinental Champion. For those of you who don't watch wrestling but love Total Divas.
Very talented wrestler. Not so much charisma yet. He's getting there. He's getting there.
I disagree with the two of them on that, but go on.
All right, guys. So we do run into Trinity's father, which was pretty cool. He made a cameo because he's apparently a music producer.
Yeah, and that was cool.
It's funny because Trinity was saying that she can kind of sing. Not really.
So much.
Not so much.
Not so much.
She's okay.
Dance, yes. Sing, no.
No, she's a great dancer. Cameron's a great dancer, but they should have left the singing to JoJo. And they went out and did their thing, and they kind of bombed.
Kinda?
And what was so silly was Eva Marie was like, what goes around comes around, because she didn't appreciate like me or support me. I was like,
and that's why you got yelled at by Stephanie McMahon for your false dancing.
I'm like, what does that even? How does that even
That's
make
what
sense?
goes around comes around.
It makes zero sense.
Made no sense. I was like, they're gonna use that bite of her. It's gonna make her look silly. But anyway.
But JoJo wasn't
didn't
bad.
suck. JoJo did fine.
No, JoJo did all right on it. It was just the beginning part where Trinity and Ariane, they were all trying to sing together, and the harmonies were just way off. But when JoJo went on her own and was going riffing and singing the high notes, that was good. It's just you still had the other two singing below her, and they weren't getting in cue. I just felt bad for Brodus Clay and Tensai for having to dance around to it. I'm like, everything's the same, nothing's different. That's
but
how
it's
we
very
do
different. Yeah. So, okay, well, guys, before we move on, I want to thank you guys for all stopping over, and also stop by at iTunes, stop by Total Divas, and rate us, give us that 5-star special, and give us comments. Let us know what you think, what you like about the show, what you like about us, what you don't like. And, there's other shows going on as well. We've got all other WWE shows going on, as well as any show out there on cable. We've got a show for you
Pretty much just about every show on the E! Network as well, we do. Kardashians, What are the others? Those are the two main ones I know. I know there are more.
We've got everything.
But we do them.
We've got everything. And also, stop over and check out Serial Buddies while you're at iTunes. You can purchase it for only $5.99. You've got an all-star cast. You've got Doc Brown. And
Run for it, Marty!
I had to say Doc Brown. And
1.21 gigawatts!
I mean, if Josh didn't sell you, I don't know what will. So just stop over.
It's Josh Padgett approved.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious. It's got Doc Brown in it. Christopher Lloyd.
All right, so
we had Vince McMahon before you move on from
Yes, we did.
Vince McMahon
And we had the
sighting,
Wyatt.
and the Wyatt family was in the
Yes.
background.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And they were thank God they were in garb. Well, at least Bray was. But yeah, Vinnie Mac
Yeah, he
making us,
stopped
and
over.
he knew what was going on. I'm looking forward to your performance tonight. I felt so happy for
If that didn't have
JoJo.
more pressure on you, I don't know what would.
Yeah.
Man,
The freaking boss.
and
I
some
know,
people
right?
would try to joke that McMahon was told that right before, like, hey, she's actually doing a scene, like he's not aware. No, this man is a control freak. He knows every little thing to the minute detail. I bumped into Jerry Jones from the Dallas Cowboys back in Dallas 2 years ago. He walked through the gift
you
shop.
really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Me and my brother were taking a tour. He walked through the gift shop and stopped and saw like a chip of paint on the corner of the line. He goes, hey, can we get somebody to fix that? Like he was noticing just the little things. Like that should be someone else's job, like 18 spots below him. And he's just like, oh yeah, we got to fix that. And then I got so nervous. I was like, Jerry. He turned around like, good to see you, man. You know, it was fantastic.
Didn't even go Mr. Jones.
No, I said, hey, Jerry. But that's how Vinnie is. Vinnie is just like that. Like, he would know everything about that. And
course,
I
he
love
has
that they
to.
showed that. But having Vin...
Would you call him Vinny or Mr. McMahon?
I mean, I'm a little surprised he's
Mr.
calling me
McMahon.
Vinny.
Okay, you better.
I'd be like, chairman of the board.
Yeah.
Him being on Total Divas is best for business. Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah. Well, any of those cameos that we see are
love 'em.
phenomenal.
Not
They're probably
Sheamus,
one of our
though.
favorite parts.
No
Sheamus.
Sheamus.
maybe the second half of Total Divas. He's like, all right, I'm
Blur
cool
his
now.
face out.
I'm good now.
Maybe.
We'll see.
So there is an injury on Total Divas this episode, and basically Nikki, she was in a match, and Caitlyn threw her across the ring onto the floor, and she fractured her.
I gotta
shin.
correct you just a little bit. Caitlyn threw Bree into Nikki, who was
Okay.
standing on the apron, and then Nikki falls down onto the mat.
Okay, well, anyway, so Nikki does fall into the mat, and then she fractures her shin. Initially, she really doesn't want to go see the doctor because they've already been out of the wrestling game for about a year, and then they recently made their return. And the issue she's having is she doesn't want to be told that she's still having a problem or an injury so big that she can no longer wrestle. She'll have to be out again.
But we also find out that she suffered this major injury when she was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always bugged her for years and years. And now all of a sudden, you know, when you're wrestling,
And on
you're going to get
Total
hurt
Divas, yeah.
all the time. That's what happens with wrestlers.
But she doesn't want to go. She doesn't want to go to the doctor. She refuses to face the truth. And, you know, Bree's getting offended and upset because she's thinking, you know, we are an entity. And if you have an issue, I have an issue. If you're going to leave, I might have to leave as well. So
Right.
you need to go to the doctor for both of us.
The twins are a brand.
yes.
It's not just the two of them.
But Corey,
separate.
did Bree get through to her?
No, because
Who
John
did? Who
Cena did. And that was my
John
next
Cena.
point.
John Cena.
The
Nikki,
guy who can only get through to her.
Nikki is so whooped when it comes to John Cena. Like,
Man, right. I think we all
oh
would
my goodness.
be. Whatever you want, John.
We all would be.
Whatever
Oh
you
my
want.
god. Yeah.
I might question some things.
Yeah. I don't think you're
Maybe
going to have a
that's just
choice
me.
in the matter, though. He's a big
But
guy.
you know, it's funny because when he does talk and when he does talk to her, it's like he knows what he's talking about.
And
He's
he's-
very convincing.
He's very patient.
I mean,
smart guy.
and let's be fair. In a couple episodes before, she didn't know who FDR or Stalin.
Don't bring that up.
Or,
And God
was.
bless
and
him.
he helped patiently guide her.
While speaking Chinese.
That is true. He did. He taught her some Chinese.
But I love them both together, though.
No,
I think they
they're a
complement
great
each
pair.
other so great.
I love the flirtation when like John, they got the I don't know, like the stretchers. They're not massage therapists, but they're at John's
Like
house.
sports
stretching-
trainers.
Sports trainer. Thank
Okay.
you. You know, like stretching them out because obviously you need to do all those stretching to help prolong your body for this type of career. And Nikki goes up there too, and then all Nikki and John are doing is
It's
just,
hard not to stare at your femininity.
I know.
That's what
He's
it's-
so
I'm
funny.
more flexible now. for a few, for
a few minutes before dinner, or a few hours after.
John Cena.
Johnny boy.
I gotta say, I like John Cena a lot as a heel, and he's kind of a heel on Total Divas.
No, he's a
regular guy.
He still saves the day constantly.
For a woman, you're like, man, what an asshole, but I like it.
I mean, and,
how do you consider him an asshole?
Do you see the way he talks to Nikki sometimes?
Like
you don't like to be talked to like that?
A girlfriend who enjoys being physically attracted to her boyfriend.
Like if Josh was sitting there and I was trying to tell him something serious and he was telling me, I can't pay attention to you because of your tits and your butt.
Okay, he did that a couple, yeah. But again, she's pushing the envelope there. They hadn't been dating that long. He's fresh off a divorce at that time. So yeah, I understand him trying to smoke and mirrors. Nikki, let's talk about that.
So John Cena convinces Nikki to go to the doctor, and she goes, and the doctor pretty much says, I'm going to send this information to WWE, and then they're going to go from there.
Yep.
And Brie is really concerned, and Nikki's so upset that she's giving Brie attitude. Do you think Brie merits this kind of attitude?
Well, no.
No, Nikki's thinking about herself. Nikki was not realizing that, if she goes down, Brie's going down too. That, sadly, is the disadvantage for having like a twin character. And this isn't the first time WWE's had something like this. It's the first time with women, but there have been a number of times where they've had male wrestlers, say, as like a tag team, even if they're not related, if they don't shave their heads, make them look so much alike that they can pull off saying they're brothers or twins. If one of them goes down, the other one's out of luck. The other one's got no career going for them.
Right. So I mean, obviously,
same thing goes in this case with Brie.
Yeah, I mean, it makes complete sense why Brie's very, very concerned. You know, it's not only her sister's well-being, but it's also not just Nikki's career, but her career as well. Right. So I think Nikki's being a little one-sided when it comes to this.
And this is a big deal when it comes to wrestlers, right? Like when you get hurt and you're off for like a long time, they don't really get paid, do they? It's one of those things that
I don't know.
I remember hearing about that where it's like if you make a certain amount of money, and if you make all that money from your T-shirt sales earlier on, which is not an issue with the Bellas, but it's like it's a big deal, especially when you're talent and you're not being put on TV every day.
I know also part of the contract, like some contracts also say a certain amount of appearances. So that doesn't necessarily mean wrestling shows. They could just go to signings and things like that too.
I just think that the wrestling world the roster moves around so fast that Nikki's worried that if she gets knocked out, someone like Eva Marie could swoop in.
Like the Maxim girl.
Yeah, exactly. Maxim. So, there's no time.
Make her hair brunette. She could be the third Bella.
Oh, gosh.
That's why they switched her hair anyway to begin with.
They wanted her to be blonde initially. And then
but they wanted to change her regardless because she looked too much like the Bellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think deep down, they wanted her to dye her hair red anyway because it works well for her.
That was a good move on her part.
It was.
That was smart. It was ballsy.
I don't think it was smart. I still disagree with that. I still disagree with the fact that you went against what creative asked you to do. It worked.
It did work.
It worked for her. She got lucky.
She got a Maxim shoot.
All the greats in the past, they went against the grain.
Like who?
Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels.
They went against the grain?
Yeah.
No, because Stone Cold got to do what he did because Vince McMahon told them, be yourself right now. Like, be who you want to be. Gave them the freedom. He gave them the freedom to do it.
He was the ringmaster. That was him. That was really him.
Well, guys, so now we know that Nikki's injured because she's on crutches at that point on the show. And we also know, like, in present day, she's not really wrestling, but she is ringside.
She's still not wrestling. She's ringside, but she's still not competing yet.
So that was their storyline, and now we move on to the most dramatic one. And who else would have the dramatic storyline other than
the guy who doesn't belong to the show?
Ariane. You know what? I kind of felt for him in this episode.
Nope. How?
Go ahead. Explain yourself.
Explain yourself, and I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. Go.
I just felt so bad because he's basically giving Ariane what every girl wants, except that it was him. Does that make sense? Like, it's the wrong guy.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Because basically...
So you want a guy telling you what to do at all times?
When is he telling her what to do?
And complaining about every little thing?
When does he tell her what to do?
Go to my parents. Go meet my parents.
No, he asked
I'm coming.
No, he asked
I'm going to this red carpet event. I'm going to your Vegas bachelor party that I'm not invited to.
I completely agree that he's kind of a tool. He's pretty much a douche. However, I don't think it's that cut dry. I don't think he's that pushy. I think she kind of feels bad for him and treats him like a puppy dog.
He is a relationship tornado.
Yes.
He's insane.
Yeah, he is.
It just, I get full of anxiety watching him. I'm like, please, Ariane, run, get out of there.
How did you guys feel when he invited Ariane over to his place and they had dinner and the father was talking about marriage and kids and Ariane was kind of shocked?
These guys aren't using their brains. The writing's on the wall there. It's clear as day. This is a career woman. All they're doing is thinking about themselves. Like, let's hook this lady up before she starts making real money and runs away from us.
I'm not against his dad.
Right.
I'm not against.
I hear that. It's culture. It's
a culture thing, and the reason being, I mean, he's just sitting there, just like, so you're away from my son 4 days a week? Like, he doesn't really understand what she does.
Yeah, when he said 4 days a week, I was thinking that's it. I would think a lot more, you know.
No, it's pretty much you're on the road like 4 days, and then you have that one day like traveling back, then you're home for one day, and then like the next day you're traveling again.
So that pretty much means
it's like 1 day,
6 days.
but yeah,
like 1.5 days a week you're home, and that's if you're not like the John Cena who has to do all the other appearances and things like that. But I just found this hilarious because he's throwing all this on her without talking to her about it. And then Ariane is too scared and too intimidated because of this guy's horrible attitude and the way he treats people to say something.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like,
how can you be okay with this?
I'm not okay with it. I feel for Ariane more than anything, but I think that Vincent, he's not malicious. He just doesn't know better. You know what I mean? Like, he's not aware that he's actually a wreck, a train wreck, and annoying and obnoxious and embarrassing, but he is. And Ariane is too shy to tell him. I'm surprised she didn't break up with him this episode.
Oh, last episode in Vegas.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she didn't take a break.
At the end of the thing, like
no, that she said she needed to slow things down
and take a break.
I didn't hear her take a break.
And he was
like, yeah, that's the whole thing. Well, if that's what you want, I'm not going. You know, I'm always going to be around. Like if you need me, da 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 da.
Yeah,
no, she
remember
broke
you made
up
that.
with him.
See, that's funny because I didn't hear the complete breakup.
No,
because you weren't listening.
No,
I was listening.
She was listening. She was listening.
I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding.
Because last night you made that joke afterwards because he was like, she broke up with him, and then he's like, okay, well, if you, like you said, like if you ever want to come back, like I'm here and I'm waiting for you. I'm right here. And you were like, she's probably in her head going, damn it. just go away. Walk away. It's done.
But here's my question. How do you... You're supposed to surprise... Now, I haven't done this to a girl yet, but like surprise... Yet? Well, one day I would like to propose to a girl.
Oh, okay,
I thought
okay.
you said that break some hearts.
I thought you were going to be like a bull in a china shop thing. Okay, go on.
I missed that. If I ever act like Vincent, you have permission to slap me.
You know, to be fair, I'm just trying to sit there and play devil's advocate because I feel a little bad for him for getting his heart broken. And when I see someone's heart break, it makes me sad. Even though he's a wreck.
I don't feel bad for him because of the fact that if he actually sat for a minute and listened to her, he should have been able to figure it out.
Exactly.
Or she could have been more straightforward with him as well.
I agree with that too. I do agree with that as well. She could have been more than just whining me. Stop!
Yeah.
And that awful
She
voice.
was pretty straightforward with him in that bathroom. Like, you are not coming with me. Okay? You do this all the time.
Oh, and speak with that as
Get
well.
out. Get out of the bathroom.
I'm sorry. That was another thing that upset me. All of a sudden, like saying "get out," and she goes to close the door, and he grabs it.
Yeah, that was annoying.
And so I'm like, we got a domestic dispute on our hands right now.
And he's smiling. That's the scary stuff. Is when some of you guys do this, and I've never really seen girls do it that much. But when you're really angry and you're smiling like ear to ear.
I've never seen a guy do that. That's kind of scary.
Hey man, hey, what are you doing? It's like whoa, psycho world.
You've got some gnarly pit stains right now.
Oh shit, I do.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not wearing an undershirt.
You just made him swear. I hope you're happy.
Dang it, woman.
We gotta change.
This is gonna be a problem.
We have to change the rating of the show now.
AfterBuzz
Shame on
reality
both
show.
of you. But no, what I was saying before with Vincent.
Hot in here.
I'm gonna try to get this back on track. With Vincent surprising her by bringing her to the engagement ring shop. No, I'm never gonna surprise my girlfriend, hope to be fiance, by bringing her to the store. You know, you want to like pop the question when you know for a fact. After you also I would also like to get the girl's father's permission, but not everyone has to do that. But that's fine. That's everyone's own like interpretation. But out of nowhere, she's complaining about what your father just said the night before, whenever it was, well, the things. And now we're surprising her by bringing her to this super expensive engagement ring place, which he probably can't afford.
He doesn't
because
know what
dinner
to
went
do.
so well.
He doesn't know what to do. He's
It really
freaking out.
did.
He's clueless. Hit the strip. Hit the bricks.
What I want to know is...
No, he should hit the strip, too, though. Go back.
Wasn't it
go back.
obvious, like, the moment they went to the jewelry shop, why didn't she say, oh, we're at a jewelry shop? She went up a second elevator, like, what are we doing? Come on, Cameron.
Because she's scared.
Come on.
That man
We
is
know.
scary.
The producer wanted her to go in.
The camera crew was waiting. The camera crew was waiting for them on the other side of the elevator upstairs. I mean, it's like, I have to go.
I have to at least step in.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but it was tough watching the breakup.
Oh,
You know,
I mean,
and I hear you.
it was tough on a like when you feel like connected to that kind of breakups suck, but they don't fit. Obviously,
It should have been done at a better time. Like if it happened last week in Vegas, I would have been like, bravo,
Yeah.
yes. It would have felt right. Get out of my face. Go back to LA or wherever you live, or Glendale, and get back over there and go. And that would have been great. I would have been fine with that. But no, she made it last for a whole nother episode, and then they're just dragging it on. You're like, oh God, that sucks, you know. And then feel bad a little bit for him, but I can't forget the past.
Can I bring something? This is kind of going back to the beginning of this whole story when Ariane and pretty much the rest of the divas were all out at lunch or whatever it was, and they were all saying like, well, do you feel like your life is better with him in it? And she couldn't answer the question.
Couldn't answer
and
it.
every
Ladies.
one of those girls, Brie with Dan O'Brien, then you got to get rid of him because you're not right together. Nikki with John Cena,
I would
well, then you got to get
sacrifice
rid of him because you're not right
anything.
for him. Natty with TJ, who we've said on this show doesn't appear to be the greatest guy in the world for the most part. Well, if you're not feeling that way, then you should get rid of him. Eva Marie with her fake fiance.
Yeah. I completely forgot about her fake fiance.
Yeah, because it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and
it's just
she's
like you had to
also
build
the
all
moral
this
compass
up.
for that too. I love how that brunch that they had, they spent more time talking about Vinnie than they did about her Maxim shoot. It was like, I am on Maxim. Oh,
Well,
great.
what were they gonna talk about?
Oh, yeah, no. Well,
Like, oh, you're
this
on
is
a Maxim
Korea.
shoot. Oh,
You
whatever,
could clearly
Maxim,
tell
Maxim.
that whole table of ladies was not proud of or happy for her at all. Like, oh, let's talk about Ariane's boyfriend. Yeah, bye.
Well, because they saw what a train wreck he is, and she comes there talking about,
Can you
he's
break
so
up with him?
annoying. Yeah,
Can you
pretty
please
much.
do that?
Please get him out of your
You're
coworker
going to
set.
get fired if you stay with him.
Yeah. Well, that about does it. Is there anything else in this episode?
Well, maybe not necessarily episode, but probably some news and gossip.
Yeah, we're gonna go there. We're gonna
Okay.
go. Let's go there right now.
Oh,
Now.
what did you think
I'm waiting
about
for news and gossip sound.
News and gossip.
Yeah, news and gossip music. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Whoa,
What'd you
back
think
up.
about the doggy's manicure?
Oh God.
I would never, because the fumes will hurt
That
my
was
doggy.
horrific.
You wouldn't do that to Guax?
No, I would not do that to Guax. Guax is my dog. And he's a
On the
stepdad.
back of your
Yeah.
iPad there.
Awesome dog. I wouldn't do that to a dog. I don't think it's good for them because the fumes and.
I'm sure they
much?
have. I'm sure they have some type of polish that doesn't have the fumes.
Yeah, but why would you get that? I mean, why dogs are made to like run around and.
And it didn't look like they were in a special pet store place. They
No.
were in your generic
I think that was
manicure
her way
place.
of trying to kind of ignore Vinny.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he was trying to talk to him. He's like,
Maybe,
let me
yeah.
just paint my dog's nails.
And then Vincent yelled at her for kissing the dog in the car. He's like, well, now I can't kiss you.
Yeah.
Because you kissed the dog.
Which
And
is
he keeps
ridiculous.
grabbing her wrist too. It's like, dude, that's such ownership right there.
Because he's freaking out. He's worried about losing her.
Don't touch the fake penis on the penis cake. Don't touch that. What are you doing? What are you doing?
yeah.
Don't kiss the
Play-Doh.
dog on the. Like, get your hands off of Vinny.
And random odd fact: dog's breath and like dental hygiene is supposed to be much cleaner than
It
humans.
is. Yep, it's true. I kiss my dog.
There you go.
Interesting. Yes, you do.
I do kiss my dog. Okay, so that was gross. Let's talk about news and gossip.
News and gossip.
All right, so what's your gossip and news?
Well, the gossip in it. Well, I guess it's more so gossip having to do with JoJo.
Oh, yes.
And it's going around that she has a new boyfriend that is in the WWE.
Champion, maybe?
You have to know this by
Champion?
now. Yes, he at the moment is the current WWE champion. He is 33-year-old Randy Orton,
Who is older than Justin Gabriel.
but only like a year or so. I mean, but obviously still significantly older.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about earlier in the season how John Cena is getting serious with Nikki, and he's only been divorced for about a year. Randy Orton's been divorced for about a month. Like, this story was on TMZ like 2 weeks ago.
Get it, get it.
Who knows? Maybe he's been, you know, mentally out of that relationship for a while.
Oh, maybe, but I mean, there's just something that I think I need to look at the camera and directly say to you, one WWE champion, Mr. Randy Orton, and that is, you are my hero. I am thoroughly a huge fan of yours. I'm going to collect all of your action figures now. You are the greatest champion of all time.
Because he's dating JoJo.
Yes!
No.
Yes! This is my music.
That is...
Oh, he stopped it.
JoJo, out of nowhere.
Well, that is interesting news, and if it's true, well, good luck to them.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. And I think,
Thumbs up.
Well done.
Thumbs up to Randy Orton.
I believe next week is the final episode before the hiatus.
The mid-season finale.
The mid-season finale. So I don't know if we're going to see Natty's wedding at that point. My DVR cut off.
Well, then you didn't see, and you could talk about the predictions.
Tell us, because my DVR cut off.
Of the clips of what's happened next week.
Please do.
We have a little interaction between TJ and Jarrett. And TJ approaching Natty, and they look dressed up for a wedding.
Oh, that's going to be good.
They look dressed up
Pier 6
for a
Brawl
wedding.
at the wedding.
That's going to be good. Didn't Tyson Kidd recently go back in the ring?
Just earlier, just a few days,
Mm-hmm.
a few days ago, Tyson Kidd made his return to the ring at a house show. So he's working his way back in, getting back into ring shape. Hopefully, maybe within the next month or two, he gets back on WWE TV.
Him and Gabriel. Or him and Kofi. So I want them to go after the tag titles.
And
they
you know
great.
all the Total Diva fans are going to be excited to watch him as well.
Will they be excited or will they boo him?
Well, both.
We'll see what happens at the wedding.
That's true.
That's a good point.
If the man owns up to his pitfalls, he'll win everybody's hearts back.
That's true.
I'm in his corner.
Of course you are.
Yeah. I'm actually very excited for next week's episode.
Yes, me too. Oh gosh, there we are again. All right, so that about wraps it up. In the meantime, guys, where can we follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at CRosieVOC, and of course, check out Friday Night SmackDown AfterBuzz if you are into that wonderful thing that we call professional wrestling. I host at Kaori is there as well as our third companion, Mr. Rome Moore. Friday nights, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific.
And you can find me on Twitter at Showtime Josh, and you can find me on Monday Night Raw tonight.
And you can find me at KAORIOUS. That is Kaorius. And you can follow all of us here at AfterBuzzTV.com, and we will catch you guys later.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Cowboys!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.